Hey guys, welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. Today I want to talk about Olivia Jade's appearance on Red Table Talk. So Olivia Jade is the daughter of Lori Loughlin and some rich guy. Lori Loughlin played Aunt Becky on Full House. Olivia Jade's parents were a part of the college admissions scandal, and her parents are actually in prison right now for a small stint of time because of this scandal. Why did Olivia Jade choose the red table to express what this experience has been like for her? This is a very popular still person who has a huge following, who could have access to any platform, but she chose the Red Table Talk. Why? Red Table Talk has become the place where entertainers go, or anyone in that world goes, whenever they are in a situation where they are perceived negatively, and they want to go there to pour out their soul and fall on the sword so that people will perceive them differently. It is a strategic move outside of evidence to show that you are actually putting in work to repair whatever it is that you did. It's all strategy, and honestly, it's all bullshit. So this little rich privileged girl who came to Red Table Talk to talk about how she didn't want people to feel pity or feel bad for her, and I'm not buying it. And I really take offense as a black woman that she came to the Red Table Talk for that. And I stand with Jada's mom, who fought tooth and nail, as she said, for her not to be on this show. Let's talk about the audacity of Olivia Jade's decision. So, once again, just like what Jada's mom said, we have a white privileged woman coming to black women, for black women to take some of the emotional labor on their behalf of whatever they're going through. And I'm like, I'm not here for it. I'm not. The audacity that you would bring your privileged circumstance, because all of her whole circumstance, the trauma, the things she said when all of this first happened, even some of the things she said on this interview, like, she didn't even understand what was the big problem when it first happened. What was the big deal? Everybody did what her parents did, because she said she was in her bubble. The audacity for you to bring that to three African American women, okay, for us to do the labor to help you with your healing, to me is so insulting. And you come to us, the bruised, the battered, the women who are always doing the heavy lifting. We can't even really rock with a lot of you white women, because you don't stand with us. You only stand with us to the point that it serves you. You don't really stand with us. And this is what she's doing. She's not here to stand with us. She's really here for us to get her out of a situation so that she could just go on with her life in the fashion that she was accustomed to before the scandal. That takes some audacity. So again, Jada should have listened to her mom and not have allowed the Red Table Talk platform to be used for that. The last point I'll make about Olivia Jade's appearance that really got under my skin. At one point during the interview, she talked about, she was learning about the fact that she was privileged, and that, she was learning about what that really meant and how much inequalities in the world. And I'm like, thank God for Jada's mom, because Jada's mom was like, girl, this shit is on TV. And she didn't say shit, that's my word. This shit is on TV all day long. We're telling you all day long. We've been telling y'all for hundreds of years. You see it. So you want us to believe that your bubble is such, you were so unaffected, that until this scandal happened to you, you just had no idea. Let me tell you something. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem, that you ignore stuff you do see because it doesn't impact you. That's part of the problem. So cry me a river. Don't bring your tears to us to help you with that. But this part of her interview really got under my skin. She mentioned in her journey to understanding, she had done some, I guess, like charity work where she worked with underprivileged, kids. So I'm assuming it's, she said she went to some neighborhood where, these kids just having a place after school to do work was such a relief for them, and something she just took for granted because, of course, that wasn't an issue for her. I'm making myself not cuss right here. I've seen this approach that she took with that story before. It's what I call, oh, you poor blacks, poor blacks. We are here to help you, and see, so we're good because we're here to help you. Let me tell you what's wrong with that. First of all, Olivia Jade, get out the neighborhood. Whomever, wherever you went, get out the neighborhood because you are not there for the right reason. First, okay? Secondly, when white people are attempting to prove that they are either not racist or inclusive, a lot of times what they will do is start talking about us from a charity perspective. That in itself is racist because, first of all, we are not a monolith. And even all of us are not living the same circumstances. So every time you're trying to talk about equality or inclusiveness, you go to giving out food or giving away books or whatever, like from a charity perspective. I've even seen this at big conferences that I've attended where, I've taken issue with, you got all of these speakers, very few African American speakers, if any. And, and I'll send something to the person in charge of this conference and say, I think you need to work on that because you need more diverse voices here, I remember going to a big conference in New York. They didn't have any black people on any of the platforms. None of the keynote speakers were black. And the only time the black people, us, my people, were up on the screen was when they would talk about donations to help children in Africa. And I'm sitting there thinking, boy, is this some white privilege bullshit right here. The lens through which people like that see us is also condescending and racist. I don't even know if I'm doing a good job explaining this right now. But when part of your growth as a white person to repair some of the damage that discrimination has done to the African American community is to talk to the community through a charity lens, it is not only condescending, okay? It is a sign of just how racist and disconnected you are. That scholarship, that college admission scandal, you could have had students come from all kinds of backgrounds who worked their ass off for that opportunity that these two daughters took because their parents could cut a check. What they don't get in that situation is that when they use that, oh, you poor blacks and we're here to help, and when they don't understand that what the narrative they're trying to spin as something positive is actually negative. It may even be seen as a softer side of racism. But guess what? All racism is violent. All of it. There is no softer side of racism. So for me, Olivia Jade, I'm not here for you, girl. I'm not here for you, girl. As Jada's mom said, with everything we have going on in our community, everything that we're having to fight and been fighting for generations, girl, bye.
Smart, you is kind, you is important.
Not on my watch.